Though he's in front.
Yeah. Hey, Nikki. Are you guys getting levels? You guys getting audio levels? Okay. And mic check 1, 2, 3. Mic check for Douglas. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Mic check. Good, good. be in the truck.
This motherfucker's too hard on my thighs.
Yeah, oh yeah, put your legs hanging.
Yeah, man.
I think I got the keys at the moment.
I know, I'm good. I play the game on my phone.
There you go. bring it over here and lay it down in this driveway?
said to change this to just many years.
Okay. So here, guys, here's the order. I'm gonna kick it off with something about public safety. Talk about this. Introduce you, Councilwoman, and then Ron, you're gonna talk. And then what do we decide to do?
You can mention it directly to the website.
Okay.
Just say that they're starting to. All right, guys.
And then we go.
Yes. As soon as you finish, we're going to move the podium, and you're going to back this truck up.
What do you go back?
And really quick, the owner right here, he has left his permit. He's gonna pull his car out. Press conference, so he's gonna do that now, so maybe like 3 minutes.
We talk directly with you.
Old country boys, they mess with us. We started. We found out cars don't cut.
That's okay. You're always prepared, though.
Didn't have bags, you couldn't buy the truck. And that's how you did it.
Mic check. 1, 2, 3. Mic check. Microphone check. We have a homeowner that's pulling out of his garage and should be through here in about 2 to 3 minutes. Microphone check. There's no snow today, and that's a beautiful thing. It is. It is.
Jody, did you talk to this person?
Yeah, I just talked to him. I'm kind of waiting on him to come out, and I told media, give us just a second. Yep.
We may just need to go ahead and get started.
I know. He said, let me just get my keys. So, yes.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
It may take him 30 minutes.
We'll just go ahead and get started.
And then we'll take a break if we have to break for technical passageway. So, did you get anything else, Gary? Or? Okay, all right. Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Shawnee neighborhood. It's a beautiful afternoon here, and we're going to get to the main focus of our press conference for this week in a moment. But first, I wanted to start talking out about public safety, because public safety is without a doubt my and my administration's #1 priority. And that includes removing some of our city's most violent criminals from our streets. Is that? Oh, is that him? Okay. I'll wait. If he's here, we'll just wait a second. Sir, do you want to pull your car out? Where is your car, sir? Okay. Are you pulling it out now? Okay. All right, wait. We'll restart. Take 2. Hold on.
had a good run last night.
I saw that. I saw some of the game.
I met Jeff, the head of
Yeah, I saw him.
I said Fleetwood.
Oh, okay.
He was with them in group. He doesn't seem to be in a big rush.
All right, here we go, guys. He's going to get out that way.
He doesn't have to back up.
All right. Back to regularly scheduled program, but that's what happens when you do a press conference in the middle of a residential neighborhood. You guys ready? All right, well, welcome again to the Shawnee neighborhood, to Councilwoman Donna Purvis's district. We're great to be with you on this beautiful afternoon. I wanted to start this week by talking about our administration's and my number one priority, and that's improving public safety. And that includes removing some of our city's most violent criminals from our streets to make our city safer, to reduce the amount of violence that's plaguing our community. And I'm extremely proud to announce just a few weeks ago that LMPD, along with federal officials from the ATF, arrested and charged 13 people associated with the Victory Park gang for a variety of felony gun and trafficking charges. Our officers seized nearly 200 pounds of methamphetamine, along with several guns. These 13 people, along with the rest of the Victory Park gang, have spent years terrorizing residents of our community. And now, these individuals are off the street, facing serious federal charges that will hopefully keep them off of our streets for many years. This investigation took more than a year and culminated in the successful takedown of these 13 criminals that were terrorizing residents in our neighborhoods. And I'm proud of the law enforcement officers and the prosecutors who helped make it happen. Year to date, over 30 gang-affiliated individuals have been arrested or indicted in Louisville. This is important progress. Important progress as LMPD, myself, and everyone at Louisville Metro government continues to make our city safer. We are going to keep going, to keep making progress, to do everything we can to improve public safety and reduce gun violence and break up gangs that are plaguing our city. Another area of public safety does not involve gun violence, but involves roads and transportation and keeping our city moving safely in so many other ways. And that's what we're here about today. I'm here to thank our public works team that worked hard over this historic winter season with historic amounts of snowfall as they worked to keep our to keep our roads safe and clear of snow during these historic winter events. This public works team also handles the job of paving our streets. And each year they pave about 250 lane miles of roads across our city. And of course, in addition to paving roads, we fill potholes. And this time of year, particularly after historic winter snowstorms, there are a lot of potholes to fill. Last year alone, our public works team filled about 30,000 potholes. And we know that this year, there are going to be even more to fill because of how much snow we had, because of the extreme cold temperatures, because of the amount of plowing of our streets that we did. So, with a beautiful day like this, with temperatures beginning to warm, it is time for the 2025 Pothole Blitz that we are launching today. We've been working already for a few weeks, and now we are out in full force with our pothole team. They've already filled several thousand potholes already, but we know we have many more to go. You will see my colleagues in Public Works around the entire city in their brightly colored yellow vests working on the streets all across our city. And I want to take a brief moment to thank many members of our Public Works team, starting with our Director, Jennifer Commissar-Kern, Assistant Director of Road Operations, Mike Nolan, Barry Clyde, for their leadership during the snow season and now during this pothole season as we work to repair our roads. Right now, we have a total of 7 5-person teams spread out across our city that are working on filling potholes. That means every day there are 35 people out on the streets of Louisville working to fill these potholes, every day, weather permitting. To help identify the potholes all across the city, we need our community's help. We have heard a lot of feedback. Yesterday, I worked with Metro 311 and spent some time answering calls. And of course, there were a lot of calls about potholes, not surprisingly. We have our own system for identifying trouble spots, but it is even better when the public helps. So there are 3 ways to reach us to report a pothole. First, you can do as I just mentioned. Call 311 and tell us where the potholes in your neighborhood, on your streets, on your way to work, the grocery store, the doctor are. Second, you can contact us on social media. Use the hashtag 502pothole and let us know where the potholes are. Or you can go to louisvilleky.gov and you can type in report a pothole and it'll bring you right to the form where you can let us know where they are. Any one of those ways helps us know where we can help fill a pothole and make a road safer and smoother. And again, we have thousands more to go, but we are going to keep going. So now let me introduce a colleague of mine on Metro Council in whose district we are today in the beautiful Shawnee neighborhood, a person who is about as passionate about filling potholes in her district as I am in the city. Please join me in welcoming Metro Councilwoman Donna Purvis. Donna?
Good afternoon. It is a beautiful day to be in the Shawnee neighborhood. I want to thank everyone that is out here today, especially Jennifer Kern and Deputy Mayor Nicole George. I'm surprised, Mayor, that they still work for you because I wore them out. We had a rough winter and now we have rough roads, but I assure you that they are going to get it taken care of. As the mayor says, there are several ways that you can contact us and identify these roads with potholes. In addition to that, you can also email me at donna.purvis@louisvilleky.gov, as well as call my office, 574-1105, to handle calls for District 5, and those neighborhoods are Chickasaw, Shawnee, Portland, and Russell. Again, we assure you that your potholes will be filled. We know it is bothersome to run into holes that you don't expect, but again, if you have witnessed any that you think we have overlooked, please let us know. Thank you for being patient.
Thank you so much, Councilwoman. And I do want to note that the city of Louisville is responsible for most of the streets throughout our entire city. The interstates are the responsibility of the state, but otherwise, most of the other roads in our city are our responsibility, and so we want to get to that. Before we fill the pothole, I want to introduce a very special guest. Ron Bergen is a longtime Louisville resident who spent his career working on a road crew for the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet. And for years, Ron traveled across the state fixing potholes and doing road maintenance for the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet. Ron is retired now, but is joining us here today to share a few words about this important work that is being done and how hard these men and women on the Public Works pothole team are working every day. Ron, thanks for being here and joining us. Welcome.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor. I'd like to thank Mayor Greenberg for inviting me along. It is a privilege, a real privilege for a taxpaying citizen to get the opportunity to see this man, after having years of experience of filling potholes. He was a very professional pothole man. So y'all remember that now. If he ever needs a job, we know where to find us an extra hand. But no, of all seriousness, I really want to thank each and every one of these folks with Metro government. They're all good people. I really like what's going on with Mayor Greenberg. The man is with everybody, every cabinet. He treats his employees like human beings and like they're very special people, in which they are. This is how I went home a lot of times. As you can see, we want people to look good for these news and press conferences. These guys right back here, they're the backbone. The ladies and gentlemen that works for the county, the road, Metro, they go home like that. They don't go home bright and shiny as you see them. And it's very dangerous out here on these roads. People forget that when they pop around the curve at 60 miles an hour, these guys are out in the middle of the road filling these potholes so they can safely get home to their family and their kids. Well, a lot of times, these guys, they'll trip like you have a shovel. They'll trip on a shovel or something that'll cause them to move out into traffic. And if people are not aware and conscious of what's going on around them, always be aware of your surroundings. Make sure you know what's up ahead. When you see those lights, they're not there just for display. They're there to show you that there is construction workers in all aspects, all counties and municipalities throughout this county and state. Please, please let them go home to their family because their family loves them. And just a few minutes of your time is important. Just a few minutes. If it's as important to you as it is to their life, then take that few minutes and slow down. Pay attention. You know, if you drop your cell phone, it falls in your lap. Don't do like the dude on the Big Lebowski. Go flying down the alleyway and smack into a big garbage container or something. It might be a state worker. It might be a county worker that you're running over. Please be aware of your surroundings. Let these guys go home. These things are highly visible to the length of a football field. They're highly visible. So with that being said, please use caution with these guys and let them do their job. There will be more potholes. There will be, because Mother Nature says it's so, and it will happen. So thank you, and I appreciate it. Mayor Greenberg, thank you so much. Thank you all very much.
Thank you so much, Ron. Before we move the podium and begin to fill this pothole, let me open it up to members of the media for any questions you all have about potholes, public safety, or any other topics you'd like to talk about.
You're going to be addressing the baseless academy announcement?
Oh, yes, I will answer. I will talk about that as well. So one other thing that I do want to notice, thank you for that reminder, is that one of our other priorities in Metro government that will help lead to public safety is a long-term investment in our kids, a long-term investment in our future. We recently launched Thrive by 5 Louisville, a new nonprofit organization dedicated to making early childhood a reality for all 3- and 4-year-olds across our city. And we're also working with other partners to work to make that happen so that every child enters their first day of kindergarten ready to learn and ready to succeed. The research is very clear that kids who have an early start on their education are going to live healthier lives. They're going to earn more money to provide for their families. They're less likely to be arrested for a violent crime. There are so many benefits for early childhood learning. And so that is a problem.
We took down a beautiful live one in my front yard while there are tons of dead ones falling down every day. No. He said he's going to be questioned up to the city and he wants to make
I'd be happy to talk about trees if you give me one second. Let me just finish talking about this topic and then I'll be happy to answer your question.
play more and have less structure, actually are more educated and have higher IQ scores. NASA did a study on that.
Thank you for your
Sometimes in my
input.
neighborhood, I'm going to ask you questions.
That is fine. If you let me finish speaking, I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have. I will be happy to answer your questions. I'll talk about trees. Will be the very first question I talk about. Thanks. And so one of the ways that we're also working to promote early childhood education is by working with other partners. And we're very fortunate that the Bezos Academy has made Louisville one of the cities in which they are investing. They're investing by having free, high-quality, year-round early childhood learning centers inspired by Montessori education approaches that are going to be in our community. And now they have opened for applications. Again, this is going to be free, year-round early learning opportunities for 3- and 4-year-old kids across our community. There are 3 of them located in the Russell neighborhood, in the Fairdale neighborhood, and the Okolona neighborhood, and the applications are now available. It is a lottery system. There are certain criteria, but you can apply if you are a parent or a guardian of 3- and 4-year-olds and you are interested in getting your child enrolled. You can please apply on the website, thebezosacademy.org/eligibility, to find out more information and to learn. We want all of our kids to have an early start in their education, and we're proud that the Bezos Academy is in our city, and we're so excited for the work that Thrive by 5 is doing. Thank you for that reminder, and now I'd be happy to talk about trees. If you could give us the information about specifically which trees you're talking about. I can't address the specific comment, I'm not familiar with that, but we'll be more than happy to get you a very thorough answer, and if there are dead trees that are the responsibility of the city, we will make sure we get out there and fix them.
But you're not going to the parkway and talking to the neighborhood. You just came in and said somebody while you're leaving trees that are dropping branches continuously. And you didn't take those, you left trees that were good. And there was no way of actually trying to help the trees. You just came in and decided to kill them. Rather than actually irrigating and giving a chance for trees to live. It would decrease the oxygen quality because we're taking all the big trees away. Because they're old and they're scared.
Ma'am, you're standing right next to my deputy mayor, Nicole George. She oversees the Parks Department. She knows more about trees than anyone in our administration. If you could please give her all the information, we will definitely follow up. Thank you. Yeah.
One more time about the application process. It's open now. How long will that last?
Yes, so these are applications for, the question was about the Bezos Academy and the application process. These are for applications beginning in the fall of this year. So you can apply between now and May. And if you go online to the bezosacademy.org, all of the information about the eligibility requirements as well as how to register for this lottery application system are online. There is a 4th one coming. They're currently taking applications for 3 of the 4 that will be ready this fall. I'm thrilled. We've made great progress. I do want to give a shout out to Chris and Lisa Dissinger at LDG, who first created the introduction to the folks at the Bezos Academy in connection with some of their new housing developments that they were working on, so that families that are living in new affordable housing units are in close proximity to high quality early learning opportunities. And then through a relationship that expanded with the previous head of Bezos Academy, Mike George, who was one of my Derby guests a few years ago, he got to see the city. He got to see the passion that we had for early childhood learning. And working in all of these relationships as they grew, so too to the learning opportunities for our kids, and that's what I'm most excited about. Roberto. The question was about last week. The Metro Council passed 2 ordinances regarding changes to the lead ordinance and the rental registry ordinance. I do not support making these changes, and I think the reason that we're making them is for unfortunate reasons. I do not plan to sign either one of those ordinances, but they will go into law without my signature. Are there other questions? Well, I think that the 2 ordinances that we were speaking about were a bad ideas because I think they had a good purpose for 2 reasons. First, let me talk about the intentions of the lead ordinances and the rental registry, particularly the lead ordinance. I think we can all agree that there are a lot of old homes in Louisville, and a lot of those homes still have lead paint or other exposure to lead, which is not healthy to individuals, particularly kids. So the more that we can do to get lead out of our homes as renovations are being done, I think that is a positive step. And second, I do think the state government has a lot of issues that the state should be focused on. And then here at the local level, there are a lot of things that we should be able to decide for ourselves. And our Metro Council recently spoke a year or two ago about these issues. I think that should continue to be what it is. They've now changed the approach that they're going to take. I understand that. But again, just like on the issues of gun violence, we have unique issues here in Louisville compared to other parts of the state. We have unique issues of gun violence, and I would love more tools to be able to implement here at the local level that were prevented by the state from doing right now. So I think this is an issue of local control. Well, I don't think there are the votes. I just think that this is the appropriate thing, all things considered, to not sign the legislation, but to let it go into effect. Thank you all very much. We're going to fill some potholes.